This video is about ping pong table dimensions. If you're going to build your own ping pong table, you might not want to make it 9 by 5 feet, and I'll explain why. In the United States, sheet goods come in 4 by 8 sheets, so your plywood and your particle board are in 4 by 8 sheets. And so I have based my design off of Tamar's design at 3 by 3 custom. As always, I always look at her videos to see if I can modify one. And in this case, I started with a 4 by 8 design, 4 feet by 8 feet. And similar to her design, I had a kind of a half lap based leg, but I didn't want to complete the circuit here and make it all the way around. I just wanted to have legs because that lets me put it on different surfaces. I don't know where my table is going to go. And then with 2 big stretchers that are half lapped, and then a particle board, 3/4 inch particle board base with a 1/4 inch plywood top. And as you can see, at 4 by 8 feet, it looks okay, but it's actually too long. I built this table, and it played too long. This is our first game of ping pong, and you can.
Wait, I don't have pants on.
It looks like the table.
Are you putting this on YouTube?
Maybe someday. It looks like the table is longer than a normal ping pong table, but in fact it's shorter. It's shorter by 1 foot, but it's also narrower by 1 foot, and that's what makes it look long. So we're going to cut it down next week.
That's so hard. I'm not long enough.
This is actually shorter than a normal ping pong table.
But it's so long.
Or table tennis table sizes. I'm going to talk in imperial units, feet and inches. And if you want more information and the metric equivalents, go to pingpongruler.com, where you can find good information about ping pong table sizes. So here, this is a competition setup. The table is 5 feet by 9 foot. That's the international standard size. And you need a lot of room around a table to play properly. So if you have a room that's 28 feet long, or let's say 25 feet long, and at least 12 to 13 feet wide, then you go for a full-size 5 by 9 table. But if your room is smaller, and this is mine is 18 by 9, that's how much room I've got to work with. I can't have a 5 by 9 table, and mine's going to be portable. And I don't know what future room I will use. So I'm going to just run through the sizes here. This is the 9 by 5. Now, if you want to go one step down, you would make a table that's 8 by 4.5. You wouldn't make a table that's 8 by 4. That's just too narrow. It's another way to say it. It's too long. It doesn't play very well. So 8 by 4.5 would be the next size down. And if you can do it, that's great. But a lot of people making their own tables are going to make a table that's 4 feet wide, because in the United States, that's how our sheet goods come. So when you want to get a sheet of particle board or plywood, it's going to come 4 feet wide and not more. So if you want to make a table that's more than 4 feet wide, for example, 8 by 4.5, you're going to have to buy twice as much material and turn it all sideways, and there's going to be a lot of waste. Now, maybe you can use that for other projects, and maybe that's fine, and it's not particularly expensive, but it's not a very good use of material. And a lot of people, I think, are going to want to build 4 feet wide. So I have built my table at 7 by 4 feet. First thing I did was I built a table at 8 by 4. We played it and we found out it was too long, and then I just cut off 6 inches on either side of the panels. And now I have a table that is 7 by 4. And it plays really well. That gives you a 4-foot sheet and then just a little bit of trim off, and you're really able to build a table like this with particle board and say maple 1/4-inch plywood, plus whatever for the legs, for under $300. I mean, your material costs are actually going to be pretty reasonable if you're not trying to get exotic. And you don't need a panel that is like a walnut MDF panel. Those things, if you're going to build a 9x5, and there's a guy who's built a beautiful one, if you're going to build a 9x5 table out of, say, walnut panels, you're going to buy 4 of them, and each one is $200. So you got $800 just in the tabletop material, and you're going to have a lot of scrap left, or pieces that are, cut off that I don't know what you're going to use them for. So that's going to be about a $1,200 table, just all material only. So to keep it under $300, and also for a lot of rooms, 7x4 is a particularly good size. And don't forget, any table tennis table is 30 inches tall. The top surface is 30 inches. So no matter what you do, no matter what size it is, you want it to be 30 inches on top. Now, can you vary some of these ratios? You can a little bit. I really wouldn't. From 7x4, would I add maybe, if I were doing it again, or if I could, I would add maybe 2 inches to each side. That would probably play pretty well. Although again, now you're past 4 feet, so you're going to use twice as much material to do that. At 8 feet by 4.5, I think you're about right. I wouldn't mess around with that. And then if you can get away with it, and if you want to build a 9x5 table, it's a beast. It's going to weigh a lot, but if you have a dedicated room with at least 22 feet, at 25 feet from wall to wall, and at least 12 feet from side to side, then, and it's not going to go anywhere, and you don't need to be portable, then just, that's the table to build right there. All right, now, but I claim that my table at 7x4 plays 90% as well. And even if you wanted to, for kids who are growing, I think 7x4 is ideal. If you want to play doubles and the people are not that big, 7x4 works. I've got a line down the center and it works. There's enough room. But if you had bigger people, then I would think you'd want to consider one of the 2 larger options, either the 8x4.5, which again is going to use material very poorly, and you're going to have a lot of material left over, or just go to the full 9x5. I hope that helps you come up with a plan for your ping pong table. For me, it was worth a month of work. It was really important to cut it down from 4x8 to make it more playable. And now we really enjoy it every day, all the time.